What's up? Do we have one viewer? I see one viewer in the chat here. What up? Do we have another viewer? How are we doing? One in the chat. Hey, what's good, Sulov? Am I saying that right? How are we doing? We're having a good Saturday morning. Are you studying right now? Nice. Are you a student, or how'd you come across this channel? I'm curious. Hope you're drinking some good coffee this morning for sure. It's a gorgeous morning here. Just hanging out on the porch for a bit. Nice. You're a student. That's rad. Are you a business student? Are you in accounting? Hey, right on. Yeah, I hope you're enjoying the content. If there's anything else you want to see, just let me know. But I just finished up business school myself. I'm an accounting student, so yeah, definitely glad to be finished up. It can be challenging sometimes, but yeah, excited for what's ahead. I don't. Oh, you don't. You're struggling with memorizing long theory. Okay, for sure. And you suck at studying. I know that feeling. What kind of theory are we talking about? Can you tell me anything more specific about it? I might be able to advise you a little bit on some good methods. Like, is it like terms or like conceptual stuff? Like maybe like legal concepts or things like that, or what kind of content are you facing, or what theories, or also maybe like a subject specific could be good. Mm, conceptual, yeah, for sure. Let's see. Do you know what Notion is? Have you ever used Notion? Okay, you're saying BBA for sure. If you know what Notion is, I would recommend using for conceptual stuff. I'd recommend. I would say you should use their toggle feature and write out the terms or the concepts that you need to know. And I would phrase it as a question. So I would. Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. I definitely get that. Really, the most helpful piece of Notion is this toggle feature. So like if you're struggling with a concept, like an example I gave in a recent video is like what is a tort? Like a tort is like a civil infraction against someone else. So if you're reading in your book and you're like and you see like the textbook explaining like a tort is a civil infraction against someone else, blah 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 blah. So what I would do there is I'd write a question and say what is a tort, and then I put the answer underneath. So that's probably what I would recommend doing. I think that feature alone makes Notion worth it. If you don't like Notion, you could use Quizlet. Quizlet is great as well. When I was in school, I actually paid for a premium membership of that. I think it's like $15 a year or something like that. And they have a really nice learn feature or something. I think it's called the learn feature or smart quiz feature or something like that, where as you get better at questions, it will take out the ones that you're getting good at and it will leave in the ones that you need to focus on. So that's kind of a long-winded answer, but that's what I would do. Thanks, Kate. Appreciate it. Sulab, I'd also say, I don't know what kind of class this is. If you like, give me, if there's a specific class that you have in mind, just drop it in the chat. But another thing I've done for conceptual-based classes, like I had a class on tax. What was that? Like tax regulation or like business regulation, and in that case, there were a lot of like small story-based problems and that were given to us in the PowerPoint slides. And so I turned those problems into Quizlet cards, or you can also do the same thing in Notion with those toggles. That could be helpful. Yeah, for sure. Sorry, there's a bit of construction going on out here. It's kind of loud. But yeah, I started this channel out of, I guess, a few different desires, just for my own, kind of wanting to document my own journey as I grow as a person. But also, I've been focused on self-growth and productivity for a long time. And so it kind of just seemed like a good way to share some of what I'm learning myself, what I find interesting, what I find helpful, and hopefully it can help some other people too. That's kind of the goal. Oh, you have Anki as well. Nice. I don't have as much experience with Anki But I know a lot of folks in the medicine world find it super helpful. I think you could basically use Anki like Quizlet, more or less. I think Anki's probably a lot smarter than Quizlet from what I've seen. It's pretty clever software. But you can do the same thing. Just write questions based on those concepts or drop in those story-based problems that you're getting from your text or your PowerPoint slides. And then you can quiz yourself on those questions. That's the key. Sulab, I'm going to have a video dropping in like a week. And it's going to go a little bit more into detail about how you can quiz yourself using active recall and spaced repetition. If you can't wait till then, I would start Googling or researching spaced repetition and active recall. Also, good luck. You totally got this. I know it could be super challenging sometimes, but you got this. Nice. We got 4 people in the stream. What's good, folks? What's good? Thanks for joining on this Saturday morning. Hope you're having a nice Saturday. It's beautiful here. You forget what you read after 1 or 2 days. Yeah, for sure, Sulab. You're not alone in that. Anyone who just reads something once is going to forget it. I think that this is a bit of a myth that people just read things and then it's cemented into their brain. Like when you think about it, how do you know your phone's passcode so well? You know what I mean? Like, you know this passcode because you are literally quizzing yourself on it, maybe 100 times a day when you're punching in your passcode. And it's the same sort of thing with any other kind of information. You just need to quiz yourself on it and force your brain to recall that information. I know it's tough though, for sure. Fingerprint. Yeah, I use face recognition for sure, but you get the idea. Yeah, definitely. Sulab, where are you from? Where are you based out of? Are you based in the United States? Are you based somewhere else? Nepal. Nice. Man, that's incredible. I guess you could say I'm graduated. I just finished up my last class maybe like a week ago. So I'm not an official student anymore, but I am studying for my CPA exams. So effectively, I'm still a student for like another 6 to 9 months probably as I'm going through that process. So, hey, what up, Diane? How are you today? Hope you're enjoying this beautiful Saturday morning. Thanks for coming to hang out for a bit. What do you do, Diane? Are you a student as well, or how'd you find this channel? Really appreciate you stopping by for a bit. Nice. You're an accounting student. Cool. What year are you? And how are you finding your accounting experience so far? How's your studying going? Is it challenging? Have you found it pretty easy? Any particular things to look for in a college when you're looking into accounting programs? Oh, that's interesting. Caitlin, I would say the biggest thing to look for is, and probably the biggest thing you could ask about is what kind of firms recruit from that school. You want to make sure that like the big four accounting firms are recruiting from the firm, at least or are recruiting from the school, at least 3 out of the 4. And if you have a majority of the big four accounting firms recruiting from the school, then you are probably going to have a lot of solid national firms as well recruiting from the school. So that's going to give you a really good internship pipeline and some solid career opportunities when you're out of school. Those firms are going to recruit from solid schools, so that kind of it kind of confirms if the school has a quality accounting program or not. Oh, Diane, you're looking for a company. Oh, for your internship. Oh, any tips? Okay, for sure. I definitely have some tips. I'm not sure if you want to work in public accounting or in like industry, private industry. Those are kind of the 2 paths that you could look at. I think what I would say, and what I've heard said, is getting a handful of years of experience in public accounting is super valuable, especially on your resume. If you can target the big four accounting firms like EY, PwC, or Deloitte, or KPMG, having that experience on your resume is going to take you pretty far. Also, you could go like the more national level route. You'll still get a lot of awesome experience. And I think sometimes those company cultures maybe are a little bit better, in my opinion. So you can go public accounting route, or you can go like large company route as well, large private company, and working like their accounting department or maybe their finance department if you wanted to go that route as well. So those are your options. Specific tips for getting these internships, I would say that go to your recruiting events for sure, your career fairs, those sort of things. But then also, like, I would make a list of your top 5 places that you want to work, and then I would start seeing if they have campus recruiters, and I would reach out to those campus recruiters directly, and I would start trying to build those relationships as soon as you can. Just having a little bit of name recognition is puts you leagues ahead of anyone else. If just a few people at the firm can get used to who you are when it comes to discussion time at the firm, who are we going to hire? What interns are looking good? And they know who you are, that's going to be such an edge over the competition. So I would definitely say that. Build those relationships if you can. And yeah, I think that's more or less my advice. That's how I got my internship. I sent out a cold email, and this is super rare. This is really one of the only times in my life this has happened. Sent out the cold email and locked in the internship, like, I don't know, pretty early on, like within a couple months. I really hit it off with the recruiter, and then I came into their office for an interview, and it just all worked out really well. So again, it's those relationships that you're building. That's what I'd recommend to do. I think I have a video on that if you want to check that out. Maybe like 4 or 5 videos back could be very helpful for you. Sulab, what's cash flow statement? Cash flow statement is just basically tracking a company's cash flow in the company, the ins and the outs of the cash flow that they have coming in. That's sort of how it works, but in practice, it can be a lot more complicated when you're in an accounting class in particular, and especially in real life. Is that what you're studying right now, Sulab? Cash flow statement. Honestly, I always found the cash flow statement made a little bit more sense than a lot of the other things in accounting, because it's all just about cash, just tracking cash inflows and outflows. Principles of management, Sula? I'm not sure. That doesn't really ring a bell. I'm just Googling it here for a hot second. I don't know. I'm seeing here. There's like 5 general functions of management: planning, organizing, staffing, leading, and controlling. That sounds about right. But I don't know. I'm not sure if that's something I learned in school per se. But also, I didn't really study. I wasn't studying business per se. I was studying accounting, which is like the language of business. Maybe if you were studying business management, that would be more of something that you'd learn for sure. Sulab, if you're looking to learn the cash flow statement like properly for your class, there's a lot of good videos on YouTube. There's a couple trainer or like people who basically give accounting lectures that might help you out. I'm forgetting what the guy's name is. I think it's like Farhid or Farid. See if I can find it for you. Oh, Farhat. That's what it is, I think. Check out this link, Sulab. This guy's very helpful. Dang, 5 people on the stream. A couple new people maybe. Hope everyone's doing well. Thanks for joining. Just going to go for about another 5 minutes or so. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop it in the chat. Hope you're having a great morning here. Hopefully it's not too loud. There's a little bit of construction going on in the street at the moment. Also, guys, I'm trying out this new thing. I'm going to start writing a little newsletter once a week. You can find the link to that in the bio of my most recent video, probably in all my videos. If you're keen for some similar sort of information as I talk about in these videos, things that don't really make the videos or maybe don't fit perfectly, feel free to sign up. And I'm excited to connect with y'all in a different kind of format or medium. So yeah, if that's something you're interested in, yeah, just let me know. Oh, nice, Diane. Yeah, for sure. That makes. Hey, thanks so much for watching, Diane. That's it just blows me away, to be honest. This is really my first foray into creating content, and it's just really it's really humbling that people find the videos helpful and then they watch them. So thanks for the support. It means the world. I'll definitely make some videos on my daily life while reviewing for the exams. That's going to be coming up here in August as I start that process. So I think I'm going to do some like study with me videos and that sort of thing. Yeah, hopefully you guys can follow along. And if you're studying as well in the fall, we can kind of do some studying together. So yeah, cheers. Favorite study fit, Caitlin? Professional or comfy? I go comfy, I guess. But it's important to still have a fit, feel good about what you're wearing. I definitely don't study in my pajamas. Like I shower, I get up, and I then go study. I like prepare for my day. I think it's important to get in the right headspace. I think too, it's good to have a place that you can study specifically. It's like not your bed. Even if it's just a kitchen table, like make sure that you are getting that space, that sort of set aside space where you can really focus. You must study, Sulaf. You got to do it. You got to do it. It's tough. What up, Sad? I hope I'm saying that right. Thanks for joining today. Are you a student? What's going on your end? Honestly, studying, although I definitely improved at it, I'm not sure it was something I would ever say I enjoyed. It's a means to an end. You got to do it to get there. So hang in. Yeah, we all get confused. It's tough. Yeah, of course. Thanks to everyone who has hopped on. It's been fun. This is my first live stream ever. We're having a good time, and I will definitely be doing more of these in the future. I think we'll do it at least once a week. So maybe not next week, but maybe one earlier in the week though. Maybe we'll do another one on like Monday or Tuesday morning for 30 minutes. We'll come hang out for a bit, have some coffee and chat. But yeah, otherwise we'll be doing this pretty frequently. This is great to kind of connect in real time with everyone. Okay, Saad, you're an accounting student. Next semester you'll be adding cost accounting, information systems, and intermediate accounting. Woo, baby, you have a course load. Holy cow. But if it helps you at all, I had almost the same exact semester. I had a semester with three high-level accounting courses. I'll tell you right now, it's challenging. It's challenging for sure. But if you're managing your credit load, 12 to 15 credits, you can knock it out of the park. One thing about intermediate accounting, I don't know how your class is set up, but I think this is something about accounting classes I really don't like. But the way that the grades work, usually, man, it's so loud out here. I might go inside real quick. But yeah, the way that the grades work, it's going to be like 100 points for your homework, 100 points for each exam that you take. So maybe that's another 300 or so points, and then like 100 points for a project. Or in my intermediate class, it actually was like 200 points for the homework, 100 points for every exam, and 100 points for the project, or like 80 points. What I'm saying is, make sure you do all the homework, and then even if you're picking up, 60s on your exams, and then you nail the project, you're still going to end up with like a B or B plus in the class. I think this is something that people don't really talk about in accounting classes, but particularly with intermediate, hopefully that gives you some peace of mind. Give it your absolute best shot, but honestly, the exams are brutal. And both intermediate and 1 and 2, there was maybe like one 90% plus score per exam. And otherwise, people are scoring in that 60 to 85% range. So just keep that in mind as you're doing it. Accounting information systems, that class is kind of whack a little bit. I feel like at least my course was. It's not really. They haven't really updated that class to be on top of sort of like data analytics and where the world's going. But you got to do it. Cost accounting, that's going to be future focused instead of like retro focused, which financial accounting is looking at what has happened. Cost accounting is looking at what's going to happen and sort of forecasting predictions. I really like that class. Class is still pretty challenging, but it's going to make you think in a different way than a lot of your other classes. Oh, nice, Sai. You're from Saudi Arabia. Man, that's incredible. Nice. I haven't been to the Middle East, but I would love to visit. Hopefully in the next couple of years, looking to do some more travel. Sulav, you're addicted to your phone. That's tough for sure. Yeah, it's something that we have to manage in this day and age. Phone addiction. It's yeah. A couple things though. I would say don't sleep with your phone next to your bed. I know a lot of people say that, but honestly, it does work. If you find that you're just scrolling late into the night, put that phone downstairs and get yourself some quality sleep. Otherwise, maybe use some of those features on the iPhone to sort of help you know when you need to hop off Instagram or hop off Reddit or any of those apps where you just find that you're scrolling. That's probably what I'd recommend. Yeah. But definitely our phones can take up a lot of our time. Brian says, do you use highlighters when you study? Thanks for joining the chat, by the way, Brian. This is a blast. Because personally, I study in the Yeah, so Brian, I don't use highlighters really at all. What I do to study is I tap into some of the research behind active recall and spaced repetition. So my goal when I study is to create methods where I can quiz myself on the material. So my most frequently used method to do that would be when I am reading new material, I start making questions based off the material. So I said this earlier, but an example that I gave was like, or I'll give a new example, like, is land depreciable? That would be the question I would write if I'm reading about like what sort of assets we can depreciate. So I'd write, is land depreciable? And then I would write that out in Notion, and then using the toggle feature in Notion, I would put the answer in the toggle. And so when I have to read the question first, and I can't see the answer, and I'm forcing my brain to recall the answer to that question, and that's just self-testing. And so I would self-test myself, and that's really how you're going to cement those answers into your long-term memory. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap up this stream. Thank you so much for joining. This has been sick, and I will see you in a couple days. Let's do another one maybe on Monday morning. We can hang out. So, yeah, appreciate you popping in, and enjoy your weekend. We'll see ya. Oh, what's up, my guy? What's up, Con? Hope you're doing well. All right, guys, I will talk to you soon. Peace.